everyone and welcome back to my channel. So it seems like only last week or the week before that I did these finished pages videos. These weeks are going too quick. I'm even starting to think about Christmas. That's scary. Right, I'm just going to jump straight in. I'll go in with my small books first. We'll start off with the mini Grayscale one by Selena Fennick. I believe I did this one on a video on how to colour Grayscale. I might have not done, I can't remember now. I think it was right at the start of the month. But let me check what pencils it was. It was Polychromos that I've coloured this one. So it was nice, quick and easy, this one. A really lovely size boot this if you want to take it out on the go. And I'm still on the fence with Grayscale as much as this. Like they really are grayscaled. So I thought I'll try with a smaller book and see how I get on. The only thing, it's Amazon printed paper, which isn't my favourite. I mean, I suppose I could scan them in. I've seen that picture done a couple of times, but the bigger version of it. So that's the first one that I've done. We've got two from Coloriage. We've got Coloriage 2 and 4. And the one that I did with this one, this was at the start of the month, I want to say. Let me just check the back of it. I've been naughty and not wrote down what I've used on 3/4 of these. So I've based the skin. I think I did the whole of the skin actually with Copic cherry markers. I did start collecting them, but a story that goes with that. How many have I got now? I think I've probably got about 22 Copics, and 2 of them, or maybe even 3, there's a pink as well, that has actually run out on me. So I thought I can't justify keep buying the pens. I know you can buy refills, but for them colours I couldn't find them anywhere. They were all out of stock. So I have found a cheaper alternate, which is going to come up in my next video, in a haul video, and I'll explain what it is better then. But I'm quite pleased with this little treasure I found. I've used the glitter paste, the Nouveau glitter paste on this, over the top of, I think, it's not the Mermaid markers, this is it. I think it's Distress ink. And I've used, let me just show you, a little dabber. I think that's what they're called. So you know that I use these little brushes and, you know, the bigger size ones, but I actually found these, all over my hand. I found these little dabbers, so you dip them into the Distress ink and then straight onto the page. And then I've gone over with a little bit of water as well. There's some stamping on this as well. I mean, this was just a mixed media page all over. But I thoroughly enjoyed that one. She's turned out beautiful. I like her hair. I think all of her hair as well is actually some sort of markers. So the next one is in the Coloriage 4, which I did. This was only the other night, and I'm a bit disappointed in myself, to be honest, because I used a different medium on a page that I loved. So I did all the colouring, I did all the lion in the Faber-Castell Albert Dürer watercolour pencils, and he turned out lovely. I used the new markers for the skin, for the hair, and for the flowers, which was fine. But then I went ahead and used this. I'm not going to be able to find it offhand, am I? Oh, where is it? Let me find it and I'll be right back. It's right under my desk, like at my feet. So I've used this over the top, the Distress Collage Medium. So again, you'll see this in an upcoming haul, you'll see a better view of it. But I used that over the top, and you know, I've applied it with the brush, but I didn't blend it out very well over certain areas. But it has give the whole page, it's meant to be like a vintage feel. Then I've used some Distress products as well up here. Again, you know, it's new stuff that I need to have time to sit down and show you guys. But yeah, I love how the lion turned out. I was really disappointed in myself with how much of that medium that I used. Why I didn't test it out on a different page that I didn't love so much, I don't know. But luckily in this book you do get 2 images, you know, of the boot, so I have got another chance to do this line again and, you know, not mess up the finishing piece. I should have just gone over with the gel gloss that I'm used to. So I'm really annoyed with myself with that. Really annoyed. Let's move that out the way. I'll move on to my PDFs. I've only done 4 this month. I was looking through my colourings and I was thinking, I'm sure I've done more than this, but I mustn't have. And I was diamond painting all last night with my husband. So the first one is a Mariola Budek one. I think I've done a couple. Yeah, I've done a couple this month. So we've got in the background the mermaid markers that I've popped over a little bit of water and just blended the colours together. As you can see, they do bleed through terribly. Now this is the image that I did start with the coal pit markers, and they ran out on the skin, so I had to finish it off with details of pencil. I did all of the dragon in coal pit markers and polychromos pencils for the detail as well. But this is where I got to the point of I've only used these markers a handful of times and they've run out on me, so I can't justify buying them over and over again if I can't find the refills. So I'm on the market still on the refills, but for now, you know, they've run out. But I love how she turned out. I even went for different colour eyes on this one. I was going to go for the typical, the white hair, you know, like Daenerys out of Game of Thrones with Drogon, but I based my other picture on her, so I didn't want to do it again. So I thought, you know what, pink hair. I love pink hair, so why not? And it's like a silvery grey dragon with like hints of violet and purple, and he's got purple eyes to match her one eye. But I think this isn't going to be another one that goes in a frame. I've got my skull one up on the wall in front of me, and I love her, absolutely love her, so I think I'm going to do it a little bit of a collection with Mariola Budek ones. So the next, again, Mariola Budek, Copic markers for the whole thing on this one, and just some watercolour in the background. And I have gone ahead and popped on a little bit of the glossy accents just on the beads and them sort of details. I've not put them on the eyes this time. But yeah, this is what sort of paper? It's not the Tulle and Tan paper. I think it's more like a craft paper. I bought the set of art, the white one when it originally came out, and Kirsty from Kirsty Colouring Sketch bought the toned paper version, and we traded a couple of images, which was this one, my skull one, and the one that's next. And I do really love this paper. I don't think it's available to purchase anymore, unfortunately, because I would have gone ahead and got it just for this paper, because I do really like it for markers, and it takes the watercolour really well. And fun fact, I actually coloured this whole picture while I was watching King Kong on the iPad. the newer version, I hadn't seen it before. And the next one, again, Copic markers for the skin and for the hair. And I believe, I can't tell because it's not bled through, but I don't think I did the dress. I think the dress might have been the pastel pencils. Yeah, I think it was the pastel pencils. And then I've gone in with polychromos for the detail on the flowers, and then just some white paint, acrylic paint for the background. But I think I went a bit overboard with the shading on this one. But I do like how she's turned out. And I've gone for like the white mist around her. And the last PDF that I did this month, I did this one as a speed colouring, because I'm finding it difficult to find any sort of time to sit down and do a chatty video. But hopefully, fingers crossed, we're back to normal next week. This one, it was fully done with the Lemouche markers. Was it the Lemouche and Copic, I think? And then I've gone over the top and shaded with, was it Prismacolor? But I've used the gel medium all over, and I've used some black acrylic paint for the border, and then gone over the top with the Mod Podge Extreme Glitter. But I really love how she turned out. And I went ahead and changed the actual eyes of her, and I did loads of sparkle. That's not actually sparkle, it's just gel pen, I believe. There might be a little bit of Mod Podge on there, I can't quite remember now, but it is in the speed colouring anyway. So they're my PDFs I've worked on this month, last month, because we're still in this month. It was the 31st today. And I just did this one. I didn't even think that it needed any sort of background. And I think, let me just check, I did this one again with the Copic markers. So to be fair to them, you know, I did use them a lot in that couple of weeks that I did have them. but until I can get hold of the refills I might just keep buying the pens. But yeah, this was just a really simple one to do. I don't think I wanted to go ahead and do the background on this one because of all the little, I'd have to go around everything, and I was just happy with how it turned out. I don't think did I say the name? Mysteria. But yeah, she's cute. She's not my best, she's not my favourite piece in this one. I don't know if it's in, yeah, this one's my favourite one. With the wings, with the glitter. Everything looks better with a bit of glitter on. So I'm going to put my PDFs to one side just so I can count at the end how many I've actually managed to finish this month. I've got a funny feeling next month I'm not going to do as many because I've started with the diamond painting. Right, so we've got Mermaids in Paradise. And this one I filled in, I think, the characters and the mermaid, the dolphins, all with markers. And I went over with watercolour and some stencil work, just to give a little bit of interest on the page because there was so many open areas. But the paper is quite crinkled on this, but I do believe I did layer upon layer upon layer of watercolour on this. So to be fair to it, it has tweaked it quite well. Although I have gone a bit overboard with the watercolour here, it's actually managed to get on her face. But yeah, that one. We've got a lot of Hannah Carls on again this month, purely because me and Kate were doing the hashtag HK Colouring Collaboration. So we did this one. Now I did one of these as a body colour, and now I can't remember which one it was. I don't think it was this one. I don't believe it was this one anyway. And I've got a lot of bleed through on this, unfortunately. So I think the background was probably distressing again on this one. I'll be honest, I can't remember what pencils that I used with this one because it was right at the start of the month. So I can't really talk much more about that. It's not one of my favourites anyway. So these are, so we've got Jewellery Box Daydreams and we've got Summer Nights. So look at the bleed through on this. I think I had a whale of a time doing this by the looks of it. I have been given a couple of tips, so I need to try the baby powder thing. So this was a complete and utter mixed media page. If you have got this boot, then you'll know it was just plain background and then you had to fill the butterflies in yourself. And I treated it more of a collage. We've got acrylic paint, we've got mermaid markers, there's a bit of Bruchot, the powders on it here, we've got glitter paste. I just lift it up, we've got the gel medium over the top. I mean, it is a bit of a mess, this page, but you know what, I had fun with this page. But it's made the paper really, really thick. And the next one was this one that I did film this one. This was right at the start of the month, I believe. And again, I've used the gel gloss. I think this was watercolour. I think this was all watercolour with a bit of pencil detailing. I could be lying, but I'm pretty sure it is. Because I have gone a bit overboard again. Terrible for going out the lines. How many pages is it? Oh, not too bad. It's only bled through there. So, yep. And the next one is Summer Nights. And I've done 2 in this one. So which one did I do? I think it was this one actually. This one was the buddy colour with a lady from Instagram. I think it's coloured by Mikey. I should have checked beforehand, I do apologise. But again, this was another mixed media page. We've got watercolour and distress ink for the background. We've got Tombows, for all of the page is Tombows. And I've gone over with, it was possibly, I think it was Prismacolor. And I don't think I put any gel medium or anything on this one. And then the next one is this big. Here's another double page. We had a bit of an accident on this one. So I did all the background with black acrylic, the Americana black acrylic paint. And then all the snakes are done with Tombow markers, and I've gone over the top of each of them. And I added details like shading and whatnot with the Prismacolor. And then I added my Posca pen. And it exploded here. and it exploded here, so I had to just go with it and add a couple more splodges and to make it look like it was meant to look like that. And then I used I think it's a Faber-Castell paint pen. It was in pink. I just got it. It was like a tester thing that I got for free, so I thought I'd give that a go. And then there's actually some stickles. But for the double page spread, it didn't take me that long to do this, and I'm quite pleased with how it turned out. It would have looked fantastic this with the gel medium, but with it being a double page again, you know, it'd be sticking together. But I do need to try the baby powder thing. Or I could even use some greaseproof paper, that might work. We have got one out of Peritopia, which is Mystic Art Mirrors. This must have been one at the start of the month because I don't remember. So that was sticking because of the glossy accents, and we've got lots of stickles on this one. And the dabbler, whatever it was called, I think it was called the dabbler. I can't remember. And that's what I used with the distress ink, and then some stickles. I completely messed up on this one. If I didn't tell you, you wouldn't notice, but I'm going to tell you because it annoyed me. This was actually part of the leg, and this little bit was part of the leg, and she was wearing like a swimsuit, and I'd already started it, and until I realised what I'd done, so I just had to finish it off. But she's cute, isn't she? I loved her and how her wings turned out. And I just used the Secura jelly rolls for all the little dots that you can see now on the wings. But yeah, she was cute. So my next ones are out of Keaton Creeper. Now this is a recent purchase. It's a newer book. You can see how loved it is already with how filthy it has gotten. And I've done quite a few in this one. Let me just check these pages. Right, so this was the first one that I did, and I did Neocolour 2s for the background. The pencil work were the Holbein pencils, and then we've got some white Posca pen or white gel pen, one of the two. With the little eels, I think they did cute with the little skulls. We've got this double page spread, which he is just, or she is adorable. So cute. So for the background on this, I used a wash of acrylic paint, and then we've got distress ink all the way around. We've got some acrylic paint for all the stamps, and then these are actual stamps, you know, that the silicone ones that you put on the blocks. That's what all these ones are. And I just thought it added so much because it was empty background, so I just wanted to add my own touch and treat it as a complete and utter mixed media page. I think as well, if I remember correctly, this is Pan Pastel. This little guy is Pan Pastel. So yeah, that was cute. I mean, it's filthy, this book. There's just black powder everywhere all over it. That's the Pan Pastels. So what's the next one that I did in this one? So another double page, which technically it's not a double page, it's just I like both of them, so I did them both together. We've got a little dragon on this side again with the acrylic background on this, and this is watercolour. And then we've got loads and loads of the Nouveau glitter paste at the bottom here with some sparkly watercolour paint. And I've gone ahead and used like a little Posca pen for all these little dots, but I think this page in particular is adorable. So cute. And this one I've used all the little confettis, as you can see there. And the bit that you can see that's shining is actually the Dovecraft little drops. So instead of using them as a drop like individually, I just pumped it all on and rubbed it around with my finger, and it's given the page, I don't know, I might be able to show you. It's given the page like a really rough texture, which again with me with texture, I just like the feeling of it, you know, being on my pages. So yeah, that's my double one. The Poltergeist page. Now I was inspired to do this one because Kirsta from Kirsta Colouring Sketch finished it, so I went ahead and did the same, but I went a little bit overboard with the blood splatter, I think. These are stencils, this was this and this, and then I just went ahead and added blood and then lifted the page up so it, you know, ran down, but I think I went a little bit overboard with that. But apart from that, I do like it. And we've got some distress ink around this area. Now it did have tiny little flowers, tiny little flowers in the background, and that wasn't what I was going for, so I just blanked them all out with white acrylic, and I think that worked quite well. And we did the genie lady, and I've gone over the top of all of this with the gel, acrylic gel again, so it's nice and shiny. So the background, I believe, is Neocolour 2s on this one. Pretty sure it is. And then we've got the very last page, which I did this one because I was inspired to do this one because of the hedgehog. It did remind me of Colouring Chat with Sammy, so I tried to make her look like hers and give her the same eye colour. I hope she saw it on Instagram. I think I tagged her in that. But isn't she super duper cute? And again, I went a bit overboard with the watercolour in the background. I mean, I think I had to leave this overnight to dry, and you can see how crinkled the pages and the sound of it. I did go a little bit overboard. But yeah, that's everything that I've done in that one, and it's getting quite thick already. And then we've got another one from Succumbs. I think I've got one whipping here as well at the moment. This is the Dark Fantasy one. This was just a tester page, to be honest. I was practicing my watercolour galaxy backgrounds, and it was just a tester page. With it being watercolour paper, I thought that'd be okay testing it. And oh no, this is a finished page, so why have I put a star on the wrong way? So I did this one with the Carin brush marker pens, the watercolour pens, and then I've gone over with a little bit of shading just with pencils. I'm quite pleased with how she turned out actually. I'll lift it up a little bit more. And I like how I've achieved like a smoky sea background with that. That's what I was going for with the fish. We've got some stickles as well, just to add a little bit, again, texture, a little bit of interest on the page. I think, was that marker based? No, it wasn't. Actually, I did the skin with this, with the Prima watercolour. I was going through all my supplies and I was thinking that I've not used them in a little while. So yeah, I did the skin with the Prima watercolour, the skin palette. Surprised I forgot that. We've got another few for the hashtag with mine and Kate's, from Kate's Colouring Haven. So I've got a few in here. So we've got this one, which it was a little bit of a disaster when it came to the skin, because this is the first one that I tried to do with the Copic markers, and I hadn't a clue of really what I was doing. So you can see that it's a bit too purple, a little bit more purple than I would have liked. I've done all of the hair with Copic markers as well, and I didn't even go in and add any shading. But I think the shading for the rest of the picture, the flowers and whatnot, are Prismacolor. And then the black areas that you can see that are shiny is this pen here. So it's the Sakura Jelly Roll in Glaze, and I've discovered this from Kate's Colouring Haven, and I love it. I love it. I actually went to my local-ish art shop in Manchester yesterday, and they sold them as singles, so I don't have to order them offline anymore. So, and the background is the Mermaid markers, and I've gone over the top again with the gel medium to make it shiny. So another one with the Mermaid markers in the background. You can always tell it's Mermaid markers because they bleed through. And then I've gone in with, it wasn't Copic markers, it was the Lemouche markers on this one. And then a little bit of shading with, we've got polychromos shading here. And then for the skin it was the Jane Davenport colour sticks, I believe. And the Mermaid markers, you know the technique that I have actually shown before with the distress inks, where you can spray a little bit of water and lift the pigment up. Well, you can do the exact same thing with the Mermaid markers. That's why I do love them so much. And I think I've got a whip in here, so I've just started this one and I pasted it all with the Lemouche markers. So yeah, that's a whip at the moment. We've got a newer book which you'll see in an upcoming haul video with Fantasia. Now I did have to order this off Amazon.com. Now I think it was around 30 something pounds, and then you had to pay extra tax on top of that as well, which I was unaware of at the time, but hey. So with this one, I've done the same thing with the distress ink again, and you know, pulling up the pigment, and I've used the dabbler technique, and I think the majority of this is Prismacolor. I really want to say it's Prismacolor. Again, it was weeks ago. And then again with the Mermaid markers by Jane Davenport. I love these, but they do bleed through terribly. So I would not use them on a double page spread, or if there's a page on the other side, should I say. And then this was done with the watercolour pencils. I couldn't think watercolour pencils for all the detail. It's a nice, quick and easy one. So we've just got a few left now, so if you still here, listen to me, watching, and thank you. And on my finished pages are usually a little bit longer. So we've got one in Mafia by Kirby Rosen. So this was another double page. I've just gone in and used watercolour for the whole of the background. For the black areas I did use the Americana black acrylic paint, and then popped over the top some Posca pen. So we've got yellows, blues, purples, whites, and then over the top just some glitter. I think it was in my last haul, the Glitz glitter, but it was only very, very cheap, and I just used my finger to apply them. And then these detailed bits here are Tombow. But yeah, I couldn't leave these empty. You was meant to do your own design, but I weren't about to start drawing. So I just thought a galaxy in each of them would have looked quite cool, and I do like how it's turned out. It is quite cool. We've got another Kirby one, which is the second to last. I think I've got a whip in here as well. We have got my Dinosaur page, which I am so proud of. Now, I'm gonna get up and show you what my old one looked like. Right, so that's my recent one that I did, and then that's the one that I did last year. So if I just show you it like that for now. I didn't even really do a background on this one. I didn't do hardly any shading on the little dinosaurs. I think I just got bored at that point. I think I just wanted to do detail on the T-Rex, and I left all the rest out. So for the recent one that I did, I really did spend a lot of time trying my best to add shading and detail, and I made the volcano explode like all this. I think I did it with watercolour. I believe it was with watercolour and gouache as well, the gouache that I've got. But I do hope that you can see it. If I do it like this, I hope you can see a difference. I do like the old one still, but the difference in a year, persevering and, you know, colouring. I don't colour every single day. I really do try, but watching people's tutorials on YouTube and reading a lot about different techniques and trying different mediums, and you know, I hope that it shows in this. Like, if I bring you up closer there, like you can see the marks of the pencils, the strokes that I was using, and it's more or less seamless on the new one. Put this away now. But it is more or less seamless. You can't really see the lines. I've actually thought about where the shading should be, tried to make it look a bit more realistic. I mean, obviously these aren't realistic, but technically we don't actually know what colour certain dinosaurs are. There's only a few dinosaurs, I believe, that the skin, not the imprints of the skin, have been left over, and there was a bits of pigment. I could be wrong, but I do watch that many YouTube videos on dinosaurs, you wouldn't even believe me. But I did try and make it a little bit more realistic, and if I could, I would take this one out, but I'm not doing, because I'd be terrified of destroying it. And talking about dinosaurs, let's talk about my next finished page. There's not dinosaurs in this one, but Kirsty sent me a message on Facebook, and a dinosaur version of this is coming out. It's not Colour in Heaven, and I don't even know if he's bringing it out as a book. I think it's just PDF, so I'm going to check once I've done this. If it's just a PDF, I'll print it out today, because I think there's a T-Rex on it and I can't wait. But yeah, this is the last one that I did this month, and I did this one because my mother-in-law really likes the red pandas. So as soon as I saw this, I thought I have to do this for her. So I did Google a reference picture for this one. I don't think I do these pictures justice, if I'm honest. There's a lot more people out there that do these pictures so much better, and I'm definitely not one of them people. Apologies for the dogs barking next door. But yeah, I'm just no good at fur, so I do really need to practice. But you know, it was fun to do, and I love this issue, so I'm glad that I did pick it up. So I think out of the month, this dinosaur picture's got to be my favourite, because I'm just really proud of myself, of, you know, from where I've come to where I am now, colouring wise. But I will show you, this is another picture that I really want to do. I might even do this as part of videos. I'm not calling it a great white, this is a megalodon to me. I'm going to put over a couple of pictures now of the progress of my diamond painting. Now, I spent probably about 3.5 hours on it last night, and my husband was doing the other side for about an hour and a half, 2 hours. So the plan is he's going to work on this side and we're going to come together in the middle. But I ran out of little storage trays to keep the separate colours, so I was limited to what I was being able to do last night. So I'm hoping to be able to work on it again tonight once the containers arrive. So I hope that I've remembered to put the pictures over the top, otherwise you won't know what I'm talking about. So I'm not really going to be able to count how many tags. I mean, I'll count these, but some of these are double page spreads. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 25. There's 26 tags here, but some of them are double page spreads, so maybe classing it as 26 or more, I don't know. But I hope you all have a lovely day, and I'm going to get to tidying this mess up, and I will see you all next week. In my next video will probably be a haul video, otherwise it'll be a colouring chat. So I hope you're all staying well, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!